So hi, good day. Today we're going to continue our report last week or yes last week. So today we're going to repeat the discussion of our group, and this is the last outline of our report. So this is the Philippine Basic Education Rating System. So we talk about the grading system, then how to report, at kung paano siya, kung ano yung mga principles, and ano yung mga kahalagahan sa pagre-report at sa pagkukompute ng grade. So, dito naman, we're going to discuss ano ba yung mga nakapaloob sa report card, paano ba siya sinusolve, at paano siya kinakalculate. So, let's begin. So, in the Philippine Basic Education Rating System, the weights in the new grading system is range from written work is 20% to 40%, and the performance task is 40% to 60%, and the quarterly assessment is at 20% to 30%. The performance task is constitute a substantial percentage of a student's grade. So, ang pinakamahalaga because is the performance task because it's a learner's ability to do, which makes learning dynamic and realistic. Pag sinabi kasi natin dynamic and realistic, nagbabago. Hindi siya as is. Because performance task, paiba-iba siya. And we have a different activities and different programs. So, kaya nababago yung performance task. So, makikita natin dito sa table na to, sa picture in the right side. Ito siya, the new percentage distribution grade component. So, ito sa first table, nandun yung nakalagay yung learning areas and tracks. And dito naman sa second table is the component. So, yung components na hinahati siya sa tatlo, which the written work, performance task, and quarterly assessment. So, in grade 1 and 10, mapapansin natin sa table na to, the subject na languages, AP and ESP, are edukasyon sa pagpapakatao, is nag-rate siya ng written work to the 30%. And science and math, nire-rate siya into 40%. Written work muna tayo, ha? And the MAPE, EPP, and TLE, which is 20%. Bakit kaya sa grade 1 and 10, ang pinakamataas sa written work is science and math? As we all know, math is mostly on computation. Diba? So, mas marami talaga at mas mataas ang porsyento niya because ang mga bata, more on written work sila kasi more on computation. So, let's move on to the grade 11 and 12. Sa grade 11 and 12 naman, kung makikita natin, yung core subjects nila, nagre-rate lang siya ng 25% in the written work. And all the other subjects is 25%. And the work immersion, research, business enterprise, simulation, and exhibit and performance is nag-rate ng 35%, which is mataas kumpara dun sa tatlo. Why? Kasi as we all know, yung nag-work immersion tayo nung senior high, may pinagawa sa ating daily lesson, ay daily log, which is sa bawat araw na papasok tayo sa work immersion natin, isusulat natin kung ano yung mga nangyari, ano yung mga naganap, ano yung mga natutunan mo. So, which is, sa written work pa lang na yun, mataas na talaga siya. Kasi more on written. So, in the technical, vocational, and livelihood naman, actually, nahati lang ang rate niya into 20%. Same lang din, like the work immersion and the other subjects. So, na-discuss na natin yung first component. So, punta tayo dito sa second component, which is the performance task or PT. In grade 1 to 10, the languages and the AP and the ESP, nag-rate siya ng 50%. The science math is 40%, and the MAPE EPPTL is at 60%. Bakit kaya mataas yung MAPE and EP-PNTLE? As we all know, more on performance-based ang MAPE, EP-PNTLE. Sa MAPE, we do music, we sing, we dance, we perform, mostly in PE. And EPP sa education sa mostly nandyan yung mga agriculture na ginagawa natin. Yes, mga pagtatanim, nandyan din yan. And the TLE, yes, syempre, performance task talaga mataas kasi more on, performance. More on, gumagawa talaga tayo. And the grade 11 and grade 12, so mapapansin natin sa performance test nila, yung mga core subject is 50%. And all other subjects is 45%. The work immersion is 40%. Yung ibang core subject na 50%, kasi may mga iba't ibang activity. May mga iba't ibang activity na nakapalo more on performance sa core subject. So, kaya siya mataas. And the technical, vocational, or the TVL, same lang, 60%. Kasi, more in the track pa lang may kita natin, mababasa natin is more in performance task, performance based talaga sila. So, punta tayo dito sa quarterly assessment. Sa quarterly assessment, same lang ang grade 1 to 10 to all subjects. Nagre-rate lang talaga siya ng 20%. And in grade 11 and 12, mas mataas yung all other subject. Kasi kapag pinakita, all lahat ng subject is sama-sama na yun. Kaya mas mataas siya. And the TVL is 20% lang, as is same lang. So, next slide. So, in this slide, we're going to talk about kung paano kinakalculate yung percentage ng score ng estudyante, either written work, performance tasks, or quarterly assessment. So, sabi dito, the raw scores are totaled in each level of assessment, then the percentage scores are calculated. So, i-calculate mo naman na yung mga raw scores. Then, after that, the corresponding percentage weights are applied. So, kung ano yung nandun sa percentage, halimbawa, written work, i-apply natin. So, may pinakita ditong case point. So, basahin natin. Sabi dito, a grade 3 student acquired a total score of 64 in science out of 80 points, specifically on written work. So, sabi dito, ang score ng bata sa isang exam in science na kung saan ay nagtototal sa 80 points or 80 over 80, 64 lang yung nakuha niya. So, paano natin makukuha yung weighted score or the WS? So, nakalagay dito, the total raw score was divided into highest possible score. So, ano ba yung total raw score? Yung total raw score is yung 64. Kung ano yung score na nakuha ng bata. And then the highest possible score, yun yung overall item ng points ng exam, which is 80. So, i-divide mo siya, total raw score into the highest possible score. I will going to show calculator mamaya. And then, i-divide mo siya. Then, after mo ma-divide yung total raw score and the highest possible score, ita-times mo siya into 100%. Tapos, ayun na yung weighted score. So, sabi dito, the same procedure is applied to other components. So, lahat ng components o performance task or quarterly assessment, same lang ng procedure. Next. So, in this table, titingnan natin dito. Diba, na-compute na natin yung weighted scale. Na-compute na natin lahat. So, dito ipapakita dito yung the sum of the weighted score of the W or the written work, performance task, and quarterly assessment. So, let's begin. So, makikita natin dito sa table na to, mag-focus muna tayo dito sa picture. Sabi dito, table 11.2, the transmutation table, appendix B which is the TEPED Order Number 8, Section 2015, ipinapakita dito, ito na yon, i-bring down na yung sum ng weighted score. So, ito yon. In this left side, itong unang table, the initial grade is from, mula sa written work. Then, the second table na initial grade is from the performance task. And the third table is from the quarterly assessment. So, the transmutated grade, yun yung equivalent, kung ano yung equivalent ng score nila. So, halimbawa, yung bata, nakakuha siya ng 98.40 sa lahat ng mga written work niya, pinatotal. So, equivalent iyon ng 99. Like, katulad lang din ng performance task and quarterly assessment. So, sinasabi dito, the NGS does not follow a zero-based system. So, sinasabi, the new grading system daw, hindi siya nagpo-follow ng zero-based system. Which is, halimbawa, 0 yung bata, 0 na kagad yung equivalent ng transmutated grade niya. No, hindi. Because the passing grade is 60, which is equivalent to 65. And, sasabi dito, sa new grading system, the floor grade is 60. Meaning, a score of 0 does not convert to an equivalent grade of 0, but 60. So, kapag naging 0 yung score ng bata, equivalent siya ng 60. Hindi siya nag-equivalent ng 0. Kasi kapag nag-equivalent siya ng 0, wala na tayong masasolve. Or hindi na magiging real yung data natin. So, the passing grade varies from 50 to 75% lang. So, next slide tayo. So, let's go back to the old system, or old grade system. Yan. So, makikita natin dito, the table 11.3, levels of proficiency and descriptors. As we all know, in old grading system, in the report card, nagle-level lang siya ng proficiency. Hindi siya gumagamit ng numericals, but instead, gumagamit siya ng letter codes. Sa paggamit ng letter codes, parang na-confuse yung estudyante kasi hindi niya alam talaga kung ano yung grade niya. Kasi, ang equivalent lang naman ng grade niya is ito. So, tingnan natin itong picture na to. So, ito yung grading scale. Halimbawa, ang naging grade mo is 90 and above. Automatic, ang nakalagay sa card mo, hindi yung numerical which is the letter code lang. Advanced, which is letter A. So, i-describe lang siya. Ito outstanding. And remarks is passed. So, ito, hindi siya nawawala. Yung mga pass, fail, hindi yan nawawala sa report card. Kahit new grading system. Pero nasa old grading system tayo ngayon, dinidiscuss natin. Pag 85 to 89 ka, automatic proficient ka. Letter P. And the 80 to 84 is the approaching proficiency, or the AP. And the 75 to 79 is developing, D. And below 75 is beginning. In this grading system, na-encounter ko siya elementary days. Yes, elementary days siya, which is, ang nakalagay lang doon is P, A, AP, PD. Hindi natin malalaman kung ano yung numerical value talaga ng grade natin. But, an exception, syempre, nagbago na, kasi nga nako-confuse yung mga bata, kasi hindi nila alam kung nag-excel ba sila, or mataas ba yung nakukuha nila. Kasi, halimbawa, sa dalawang magkaklase, siya 85, yung isa 89. Same lang sila provincial, although, magkaiba yung numerical value ng grade nila. So, nag-exception dito sa old grading system na to, sa new grading system na to, sa new grading system, which is the numerical values rather, is yung kindergarten. So, all grading system pa rin yung ginagamit nila, which is letter codes. So, sinasabi dito, the teachers report learners' progress and achievement using anecdotal records or narrative report and checklist. So, kaya pala siya letter codes yung ginagamit kasi kailangan kailangan ipakita sa mga magulang kung nag-excel yung estudyante. So they maintain a portfolio for each learner, which is compilation of concrete evidence of a pupil's learning, which include writing samples, accomplished activity sheets, and artwork. So yung kaya ginamit yung letter code sa kindergarten or hindi na bago kasi they not necessary or hindi naman naiintindihan ng bata na 85, 89 mataas pala ako. Mas prefer nila yung word na advanced, proficient, approaching proficiency, developing, or the letter codes. So, next. So, in this slide, dito natin siya malalaman kung paano tayo magko-compute. So, kanina, di ba na-discuss natin kung paano kinukuha yung sum of all the sum of the grade ng isang estudyante in every component. So, dito makikita natin sa table kung paano siya solve. For example, in the written work 1, sa written work 1 nila nakakuha siya ng 16, written work 2, 18, 20, 20, 20, and 16. Ito total mo siya. So, pag tinotal mo na siya lahat, ang magiging score niya is 110. And then, makikita natin the highest possible score, which is yung over, kung ilan yung score talaga ng exam. Over 20 yung written 1. Written 2 is 20, written 3 is 25, written work is 25, written work 5 is 30, written work 6 is 30. And we go to total 8. Then, kapag nasolve natin is 150. So, para makuha yung percentage score ng written work, ang mangyayari ganito. Sabi dito, the total raw score, which is, magbisa dito, 110, is divided into high possible score, which is 150. Then, kapag nasolve na natin siya, itatimes natin siya ng 100%, which is, ang kakalabasan talaga, sa calculator, ang kakalabasan niya is 0.73.73333, so on, so on. So, papakita ko dito na calculator. Yan. So, yan na natin na i-solve natin. So, diba, sum neto is 110. Kuhanin natin yung percentage score. 110 divided by into 150, which is the highest possible score. Wait. Divided by 150 equals 0.73. So, ita-times natin siya sa 100% equals, same lang, 0.7. So, ililipat natin siya. Para matanggal yung decimal point, diba, ililipat natin siya. So, magiging 73.33. So, tama yung data natin. So, solve naman natin yung performance task. Lahat muna, munta muna tayo sa percentage score. I-solve muna natin lahat ng percentage score ng every components. Then, after nun, pupunta tayo sa weighted score. So, in the performance task, ang nakuha niyang score is 16, sa PT1, sa performance task 2 is 16, PT3, 18, PT4, 24, and PT5 is 20. So, pag tinotal, which is 94. And the highest possible score, or the item ng examine is in the PT1 is 20, in the PT2 is 20, PT3 20, PT4 30, and the PT5 is 30. So, tinatawag natin 120. So, tingnan natin kung tama yung data. Solve natin. Solve natin yung percentage score ng performance task. 94, which is the total of the 94, the total raw score, and divided by into 120, the highest possible score. Wait. Equals again, lolo ko yung kalko ko. So, 94 divided by 120 equals to 3 divided by 100%. ulit. 94 divided by 120, it equals to 78.33. So, pag tinimes natin siya sa 100%, same lang naman din yun. So, yan, tama siya, 78. 4 digits lang naman yung kukunin natin sa kanila. Kaya 78.23. So, tama yung data. So, punta tayo dun sa quarterly assessment. Which is total is 40 lang din. Same lang, 40 and 60. So, i-divide natin siya. 40 divided by 60 equals 0.66 and 67. So, same lang. Pag tinimes natin siya sa 100%, same lang naman din yun. So, walang magbabago. So, ayan na. Meron natin performance score. Solve na natin. So, punta naman tayo dun sa weighted score. Kung paano siya nakukuha. So, the formula of weighted score, nakalagay ito, percentage score, which is this. Yan. Ita-times natin siya sa weight of the component. Yung weight of the component is yun yung kanina diniscuss natin. Halimbawa, written work is to 40%. And performance task is 60%. And is 20%. So, ayan. Kung babalikan natin yung mga ayan, kung makikita natin, ayan siya. The weight of back tayo. So, the weights are ito. Nagre-represent siya. Now, written work is 40%. The performance task is 40%. And the quarterly assessment is 20%. So, solve natin. Tignan natin kung tama siya. Ayan. Kunin natin yung weighted score ng written work. So, di ba ang data natin is 73.33 yung percentage score. So, solve natin. Tignan natin kung tama yung data na nandito. 73.33 times weight of the component ng written work is 40%. So, solve natin kung tama. 40%. Wait. 73.33 divided by into 40. Wait. Naglulok yung calculus. 73.33 divided by 40% equals to So, ayan. So, kung paano natin makuha yung weighted score ganito. Kunin muna natin yung sa written work. Sabi dito, 70 percentage score times weight of the component. So, ito yung weight of the component. Sinabi natin kanina. So, solve natin. 73.33 times into 40% equals to 29.33. So, 4 digits lang naman yung kukunin natin. So, tama siya. Check. So, punta tayo sa performance task. Tingnan natin kung tama yung weighted score niya. So, sabi dito, percentage score, 78.33 times performance task or the weight of the component is 40%. Sa atin siya. 31.33 So, 4 digits lang naman din yung kukunin natin. And the quarterly assessment, the percentage score is 66.67 times natin siya sa 20%. Yung value or the weight ng component na yun. Tama, 13.32. So, makikita natin, ayan siya. And, so, pinakita natin dun kanina kung paano siya solve. Katulad ng sinabi natin kanina, mag-go back tayo dun sa table 1 or sa unang table na sa second table na pinakita ko sa inyo, which is doon natin titingnan kung ano yung value ng square. Halimbawa, nakuha niya is balikan natin, nakuha niya is ng weighted score is 29.33 and nakuha niya is percentage score ng 73.33. Ang value ng grade niya is titingnan natin dun sa table na pinakita ko kung ang value ba nun is 100, 98, 99, 95, or 96. So, next tayo. So, ito yung below sample ng report card ng grade 1 to grade 10. So, makikita natin dito, nakapaloob dito sa picture yung report on attendance. Kung dito nilalagay yung kung ilan yung absent niya sa math na yun, kung ilan yung days na yun, kung ilan yung days na pumasok siya sa isang buwan. And then dito sa baba, kung makikita natin, parent and guardian signature, dan sinisignature nung parent kung natanggap niya talaga yung report card. So, in this naman, dito nakapaloob yung information about ng estudyante, about ng info ng bata, info ng school, and info ng advisor. So, sabi dito, in regard to attendance, the maximum number of allowable absences is 20% of the prescribed number of class or laboratory periods. So, sinasabi dito, 20% lang daw na allowable yung absent or the maximum number ng pag-absent ng isang estudyante. However, teachers can provide the printed modules or online learning materials. So, kapag may mga estudyante talaga na may problem, pwede silang mag-home study. So, ang teacher, kailangan nila mag-produce ng modules in mga online learning materials. So, kapag may nangyari, tardiness of student, in tardiness kasi yun yung pagiging late. So, sabi dito, teacher must inform the parents of children who are habitually late in class. So, kailangan tayo sa teacher, ini-inform natin yung parents kung bakit palaging nalilate yung estudyante natin. Kasi, okay lang maging late ng isa, pero kapag lumagpas na ng 2 hanggang sa pataas, habitually late in class na yun. Habitually, paggawa na yun. So, parang palagi na lang nangyayari. So, sabi dito, a parent-teacher meeting shall be set if the student incurs 5 consecutive days of tardiness. So, kapag daw talagang 5 beses nang naging late, 5 beses nang late sa klase, kailangan sabihan na talaga yung parents. Next. So, ito yung dito nilalagay yung mga academic grade ng estudyante. So, may kita naman natin dito sa unang table yung subject, yung quarter, first grading, second, third grading, fourth grading, the final grading, the remarks. The final grade is isa-solve natin sila. Sum of all score in the quarter area, all of the quarter, and then i-divide natin into 4 or into total of the quarter. So, makukuha natin yung final grade. Then, remarks is pass and fade lang naman. Ayan. So, kapag ito yung descriptors, i-describe dito kung outstanding ba yung bata, which is 90 to 100, versus satisfactory, fairly satisfactory, and did not meet expectations. So, meron ditong notes, sinasabi na the composite grade for MAPE is determined by getting the average of the quarterly ratings of its components, music, arts, physical education, and health. So, kapag daw para makuha yung pinaka-overall na grade ng MAPE, isasama lang naman yun. All the quarterly score, halimbawa sa music, all the quarterly score, then, yun, i-divide siya into 4, then, yun na yung score ng MAPE niya in first grading. So, sabi dito, the final grading each learning is computed by getting the average of the periodic ratings. So, yun. Sinasabi na para makuha yung pinaka-final grade, yung periodic, isasama lang naman all the average ng periodic ratings. So, sabi dito, the general average, kung paano makuha yung general average, is calculated by dividing the sum of the final grade by the total number of learning areas in grade level. So, isasama lang lahat ng final grade, then i-divide mo siya into the kung ilang learning areas yung meron. And sabi dito, the quarterly ratings, final grades, and general average are rounded to the nearest unit. So, inira-rounded siya. Kung kailangan siyang, halimbawa, di ba, ang rule ng rounding off is 5 to 6, ira-round natin siya into. Kapag nakuha natin, ira-round natin yung pinaka-whole number. Halimbawa, ang lumabas 75.66, gawin na, para maging whole number siya, gawin na natin 76 sa ira-round off. So, sabi dito, same procedure lang naman daw, ina-apply siya sa senior high school. Next. So, in this table, makikita natin, dito yung nasa, kung hindi ako nagkakamali, nasa kanang bahagi ng report card. Dito kasi ipapakita dito, yung behavioral and attitudes ng estudyante. Ito yung marking lang niya, hindi siya numerical lang, but it's letter code lang. Halimbawa, sa AO, nagdi-describe siya ng always observe, SO is sometimes observe, RO is rarely observe, and NO is not observe. Halimbawa sa first quarter, maka-JOS, lalagay dito kung nakita yung estudyante is observe naman siya palagi, always observe, AO. So, sabi dito, the class advisor together with other teachers rate their student on how they manifest and adhere to different score values. So, para daw pala ma-manifest o para malaman ng advisor, yung mga subject teacher ng estudyante, kakausapin ni advisor, then mag-usap sila kung nakikita ba talaga palagi or nakikita ba ng mga subject teacher yung mga core values na nandun sa report card, yung nagagawa ba ng estudyante. So, sabi dito, pag private school daw, can add or modify the indicators to fit their school's philosophy and tenets. So, ang mga school, merong, mga mostly private school, meron silang mga, may mga philosophy and core values sila. So, pwede naman daw silang mag-add doon ng core values. Depende doon sa may-ari ng school. So, ito yung report card ng senior high school kung makikita natin. Appendix letter C, DepEd order number 8, section 2015. So, sa senior high school, na report card is composed of 2 quarters lang. Yan. First quarter and 2 quarter. First semester, second semester lang. Mostly, this setup is same lang siya sa mga colleges and university. But, in ibang university, meron tinatawag na by semester or yung 3 semester. Pero mostly common talaga is yung second semester or 2 semester lang. By semester pala is 2, then tri-semester is 3. So, ayun, may iniwan na, bago tayo magtapos, may iniwan akong mahalagang quote. A good teacher can inspire hope, ignite the imagination, and instill a love of learning. So, as a teacher, we need to inspire. We need to learn how to love the learning. Ipakita natin kung paano mahalin yung pag-aaral. Ipakita natin ng buong makakaya natin para ma-inspire o mabigyan ng pag-asa pa yung mga estudyante natin. So, I'm so thankful na natapos tayo sa assessment learning point 1 and sana magkita-kita tayo sa assessment learning point 2. And thank you very much and I hope na sana natuto kayo at sana nagkaroon kayo ng mga maraming ideas and knowledge about sa subject natin na to. So thank you very much and goodbye. See you in second semester.